What happens when America's most outrageous performance machine meets Germany's most intelligent powerhouse? In 2025, two legends are rewriting what it means to go fast, one with brute force, insanity, the other with electrified sophistication. This is the ultimate face-off between two philosophies of speed. The Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 is the loud, untamed, track-ready monster that believes power solves everything. The Mercedes-AMG SL 63 performance is its exact opposite, refined, composed, and hybrid-powered, blending technology and luxury into something quietly lethal. Today we're finding out which one truly rules 2025, the raw American brawler or the hyper-intelligent German athlete. It always starts with the stats. Every great rivalry begins on paper, and on paper, both of these machines are absurd. The 2025 Corvette ZR1 comes armed with a 5.5-liter twin-turbo flat-plane crank V8, codenamed LT7. It's a new chapter for the Corvette lineage, 1,828 pound-feet of torque, and a top speed said to push past 215 miles per hour. The gearbox is an 8-speed dual-clutch unit that snaps through ratios with brutal precision. Official figures claim a 0-60 time of 2.3 seconds, though some test mules have hinted at even less. It's raw, feral, and unapologetically loud. A nuclear strike on 4 wheels. The Mercedes takes a completely different route. Under the hood sits a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 paired with a rear-mounted electric motor and a 6.1 kWh battery pack. Together, they deliver 805 horsepower and a staggering 1,047 pound-feet of torque. It's not just power, it's strategy. The hybrid setup fills every gap the turbos leave, giving the driver instant torque from 0 RPM. The result? A 2.8-second sprint to 60 and an effortless surge of acceleration that feels almost unreal. While the Corvette throws fire, the Mercedes manipulates physics. On pure numbers, the ZR1 wins the horsepower crown, but in torque, traction, and everyday control, the AMG answers with something the Corvette can't: composure. The ZR1 is chaos mastered, the Mercedes is mastery disguised as calm. The spec sheet tells one story, the first drive tells another. Getting into the Corvette feels like stepping into a weapons system. The cabin is tight, the seat hugs you like body armor, and the start button unleashes a roar that seems to rattle your DNA. The steering wheel trembles with energy even at idle. Every input matters. The throttle is sharp, the steering direct, the brakes violent. It's not a car you drive half awake. It wants commitment, precision, and a little bit of fear. On a track, it's pure theater. Downshifts crack like rifle shots, the aero claws at the tarmac, and every straight feels like a launch sequence. It's intoxicating, but it's not forgiving. If you're not paying attention, it'll remind you who's in charge. Step into the Mercedes, and the contrast couldn't be sharper. The cabin is a sanctuary, all leather carven and digital art. Press the start button, and it hums quietly in electric mode, gliding out of the driveway in eerie silence. Then, one squeeze of the throttle, and everything changes. The E-motor launches you forward before the V8 even breathes, and when it does, the sound is deep and confident, not desperate. The power delivery is endless, but never brutal. The all-wheel drive system makes sure every ounce of torque finds traction, and the adaptive suspension reads the road like it's alive. You can attack corners with surgical precision, or cruise through a city like it's Sunday morning. The Corvette is sensory overload. The Mercedes is symphonic control. The ZR1 is for the driver who wants every journey to feel like combat. The AMG is for the one who wants to win without breaking a sweat, and that difference only grows when you look beyond the track at design, comfort, and what each car says about its purpose. The Corvette ZR1 doesn't hide what it is. Its design screams aggression. Sharp lines, gaping vents, wings that look stolen from a fighter jet. Its functional beauty, every surface sculpted for speed. The rear wing alone generates over 800 pounds of downforce at high speed. There's nothing subtle about it, and that's the point. The ZR1 doesn't want to blend in, it wants to dominate. Inside, it's driver-centric. A high console wraps around the cockpit, switches fall perfectly to hand, and visibility takes a back seat to purpose. This is not luxury, it's war paint. The Mercedes-AMG SL63 SE performance, meanwhile, blends aggression with grace. The proportions are classic Grand Tourer, long hood, short tail, wide stance. But the details are futuristic. Subtle red accents mark it as a hybrid. The grille breathes with active shutters, and the rear hides charging ports behind sculpted panels. The cabin is another world, a floating infotainment display that tilts for glare, ambient light that pulses with the car's heartbeat, and materials that would make a Bentley jealous. It's not just fast, it's beautiful, in a way that feels almost unfair. Then comes value. The Corvette, starting around $175,000, 0 cents, delivers 4-digit horsepower for what Italian brands would charge triple for. The Mercedes, priced north of $200,000, 0 cents, adds hybrid complexity, advanced tech, and refinement that justifies every extra dollar. The Corvette sells you speed. The Mercedes sells you everything else without taking the speed away. So, which one wins? On a racetrack, the Corvette ZR1 will feel like a storm bottled in aluminum. It's faster, louder, more extreme, and completely focused on one thing: domination. It doesn't want to be comfortable, practical, or polite. It just wants to go faster than logic allows. If that's your world, nothing else comes close. But if you live in a world where refinement matters, where technology and comfort blend into the thrill, the Mercedes-AMG SL63 SE performance is untouchable. It's the thinking person's supercar, fast enough to destroy rivals, smart enough to handle itself, and elegant enough to never need to shout. These cars are not rivals in the traditional sense. They're two answers to the same question: what should performance feel like in 2025? The Corvette answers with noise, fire, and muscle. The Mercedes replies with silence, intelligence, and grace. And maybe the real truth is this: the future of speed isn't one path or the other. It's both, colliding on the same horizon. If this showdown got your heart racing, hit like, tap subscribe, and share it with someone who loves speed as much as you do. Because if this is what 2025 looks like, the next chapter's gonna be wild.